Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 3 review of group number 7, Dry Snuff. Nasal Snuff. And we'll be taking a look at this. This is Coffee Kick from 6 Photo. This is an Indian product in a very small tub that was dubbed 5 grams, but after pulling a magnifying glass out for the print that I cannot read even with my readers on, it turns out that it's 8 grams. Yeah, so all of these nasal snuff reviews are on one playlist named Dry Snuff, Nasal Snuff. This is the 7th group. We are somewhere in the early to mid 60s range review-wise in this. That said, there were opening videos for the first 4 or 5 groups. So really, we're probably high 50s maybe altogether. Maybe. Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because I have my mind on other things, like this. So, it has a label that says Coffee Kick. It has some leaves on there, not quite sure what that's about. The background is, I'm hoping, coffee beans. And then you have this guy with 5 smaller versions of him around him. Okay? So you have that guy. This guy symbolizes the quality of this product. Times 5, which are the smaller versions of him. Not only that, but if you swing all the way past the tiny warning label, you have this guy. Now, this guy represents extra quality, and that is reinforced by the 5 tiny versions of him all around him. So basically, you have 6 there and 6 there for a total of 12. You know what you call that? You call that consensus. Warning label. Very, very small print. This is made in the Punjab. And none of you know where that is, so it doesn't really matter. Coffee Kick. No smell off the container. They have the 6 photo emblem with some Hindi, I am guessing, on the lid. The lid is plastic, and I am not entirely sure how I am opening this, besides very carefully. Anyway, so I'm going to need that. I'm going to need this. I'm almost interested. Lakman Das Amas. Okay, so it's English version Hindi. And it keeps getting smaller and smaller. The magnifying glass is having a hard time. What is this down here? Consumer Care Executive. Mobile number. +91. I guess that's country code. Okay. So if you have an issue with the product, you're going to call a guy on his cell phone. Okay. In all seriousness, these Indian products have not been bad. Although this one with the little guys all over the place is giving me pause. But coffee should be good if carried off properly. So I'm going to try to get this open. Oddly, you can feel the product shaking around in there. And you can see it. It's not going to make much sense to you because the little tiny tub that it's in is clear plastic. There is some sort of marking on the can here, and on the can lid rather, and the bottom, but I don't know what that means, so. Oh, that's convenient. You know, I don't really care too much about the nasal snuff not having like safety seals or anything like that, except for stuff that might be sitting in a storefront in the Punjab for a little while before it makes its way to me. Okay. Very carefully, without breathing on the can too much. So this is where my life choices have led me. Excellent. Okay. It That smells potent. My God. Okay, so it smells like coffee. Like black coffee. Like, I don't even know how I'm going to do this. So, it's packed in there good. I think the whole thing was moving. Oh, wow. It's got some moisture. That's good, I guess. It's clumping. The whole thing was moving around inside there, up and down, when I shook it. It does smell interesting. There's definitely, it's coffee. It's got some chocolate notes going on. It's just the packaging has me a little bit. The other Indian products that I've done, the packaging has been not ideal, but they've usually come in something like what the Fubara Grunt comes in. This one is a little bit different, and it's a little bit odd on top of that, like 8 gram, like, yeah, all right. Okay, so, wow, I got a bad feeling about this. If you hadn't noticed. I can't even get this stuff off the spoon. Okay, so that's all I'm doing to start with. This stuff is like clumping all over the place. Okay. Now, you know what? Let me get the lid back on this. Yes. Why? Because I'm a professional. Okay, we'll move the spoon off to the side there in case I need that paper towel. All right, so it's just a tiny amount, and we'll see. And that's why I did a tiny amount, because I knew I had a bad feeling there was going to be a burn with this. Holy crap. Oh. Oh my God. Wow. I'm almost hoping that isn't nicotine. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God, again. Why do I think somehow this stuff might have made it to oh my God. Holy crap. Thank God I didn't put any more than that out. My eyes are watering. Not too bad on the sneezing, but good grief. Ugh. Whoa. That might have been nicotine. The burn. Or part of that burn was. Holy crap. Oh my God. That is probably... That's probably the worst burn I've ever gotten off of nasal snuff. Which is saying something. Consider the moisture level seems fairly high. Now, keep in mind, realizing that a lot of you guys are familiar with dip and loose leaf chew, nasal snuff, it does not have the moisture levels of either dip or chew. Nothing even close. All right. I've just grown accustomed to the different levels that are particular to nasal snuff, and this stuff has a pretty good moisture level. I mean, it's hydrated enough. It's clumping. All right. You don't get that with, let's say, a Railroad Mills American product or an SP from England. They're dry, and some of them they're dry on purpose. Like in English snuffs, if you start seeing stuff like referring to toast, yeah, that stuff is like drier than it's dust, basically. And then you have stuff that has much higher moisture levels. The Polish products, the German medicated snuffs, the ones that are mentholated, that are real sort of like fluffy balls moving around in your hand. You can move them around. That stuff, the moisture level's high. Okay, well, it definitely has nicotine. And there's those leaves on there that they have on there must be some sort of mint, because there is a mint aspect going on. Mind you, when I say mint, I am not talking about menthol. This snuff is not mentholated per se. It does have a cooling aspect after you get past the part where you just sandblasted your nose, or the insides of it, and possibly your frontal lobes. But there's not a clearing menthol. There is a cooling mint, if you can imagine the cooling sensation from mint dip, only in your nose. And again, that is after the ridiculous burning level this stuff has. And it's not, I don't know if burning, I guess in the snuff, dry nasal stuff community, they call it a burn. A sting is probably more right. And there is still a little aspect of it. I don't know if I have product moving around and hitting new spots, but every once in a while, there's a little area that starts stinging again. There's a coffee aspect, but not as much as I thought there would be. Let me smell this again. The lid is just... I don't know what to think about that. Don't tell me you actually have to line those two things up. Is that actually some sort of like... Get out of here. Stop. It is? Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so there is a very slight mark there. You can see it. It lines up with something on the side of this little can, another mark, and it lifts off there, evidently. Yeah, you know what? It's almost like there's more of a coffee in the smell off the product like this than once it's in your nose. There, of course, on the other hand, you know what? The burn was such that I wasn't really noticing much anything else. I could not believe how strong the burn was on that. So, there's that. This is one of those deals, like, again, I got this from MrSnuff.com. I have absolutely no affiliation with them, okay? I am not an associate. If you use them, I don't link it because it's easy enough, and I'm not getting any commissions anyway. It's MrSnuff, one word, .com, all right? I got it off that, and this was very cheap. But again, you know, you are looking at about $12 to $15 shipping and handling now. Shipping on everything's going up because fuel's going up. So if anything you buy has to be transported by something that uses fuel, the price of what you're buying is going up just because of the fuel. And this is coming by plane. So obviously you are not buying one thing like this. You need to put together an order. I usually, for these groupings, put between... I think I've done one where there were only like 7 or 8. But usually I put together something that's between like 10 and 15 products. Mind you, I usually do the nasal snuff, and then I buy some other oddities there. They do have other things, so I would suggest go check it out yourself, but keep in mind you're not buying this can for $2 and then paying $15 to ship it to you, because that wouldn't make any sense. Just trust me, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so I'm getting a little bit of a drip, which it's acting like something that's a lot drier that went too far. It was sort of light and fluffy though, so I guess I could have brought it up too far. It's one of those things, I would never buy this again of my own accord, but, a lot of these nasal snuff reviews, I don't buy the things again. I don't use nasal snuff. I do the reviews as an interest thing. I am interested. Viewership's interested. That's why we do them. I am not a daily user of nasal snuff. I am not a weekly user of nasal snuff. It's something I do because it is smokeless tobacco, and that's why we're here, so it needs to be covered. And it also gives the channel content, obviously. Anyway, so this has been my review of 6-photo coffee kick in the 8-gram extremely tiny micro tub with that guy plus 5 smaller versions, and that guy plus 5 smaller versions. Look at that guy. Coffee kick. It kicks. It's like having these two little guys kicking you up each nostril. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves, and as always, God bless.